So the cops, they refuse to do anything about the crimes against me. They just ignore them. Like if they pretend it's not happening, it makes it okay. And these people continue to do it over and over, and they have support because of slander that I have proven over and over again is fucking slander. But I have to show it on YouTube and I have to show it on Facebook. Like it's an entertaining meme. Or some web sleuth show for your entertainment. I'm gonna talk about what it's really like, and I'm gonna tell you about the personalities that I have to deal with. If there's nobody there to make the cops do their jobs, who's gonna stop them from breaking the law? Who's gonna stop them from blowing me off? I went to a lot of people to try to get help stopping the abuse before Natalie was killed. And people just wanted to blow me off. People like Laura Nelson and Brenda Dickinson. Tamara was the only one that was there. I gotta try to get help from Marcia Estrada because Penny Cooper would not do her job. Everybody's solution is to move to somewhere else. There's a thing in Tacoma where one of the people in there, their suggestion is to put all of the homeless people into work camps. Fritz Saukel did that. We hung him for it. Forced labor camps are not okay. When people are disabled, they're disabled. They can't just turn it off because you want them to. Just because you want to pretend that they're on drugs. Just because you want to pretend they're mentally ill and psycho. The slander by Natalie Bollinger and her friends and family. It makes people afraid to help. But nobody would help me. Nobody would help me by looking at the fucking evidence and going in with me. And I tried to tell people what was going on. I didn't go sharing all of Natalie's secrets. I just tried to tell what was going on. And of course I couldn't tell him the assaults that I was enduring. I couldn't tell him why. I just had to hint at it. Because as soon as you tell people the rumors you're being assaulted over and you do it publicly, everyone looks the other way. They won't help you. They don't want to be associated with that. And that's the problem with being homeless, is everybody assumes that you're on drugs. Everybody assumes that you're a rapist or a child molester anyway. Everybody assumes that you're lazy. Without someone that cares to actually fight for my rights, I'm screwed. Mandi Singer, she talked a big game, but she's afraid of losing her housing. And she's sick, and she's got to take care of her family. And, you know, she gets overwhelmed just looking at this stuff, too. There were lots of people who wanted to help, but in reality they were too fucked up on drugs or alcohol to help. There were people at the very beginning who were involved in so much of it, and they just didn't speak up. These people who claimed that they loved me, claimed that they cared, but they never spoke up. They didn't look at the evidence. They didn't, nothing. They didn't help me to get the evidence out there to where it needed to go. Miss Peaches threw me out into the fucking cold. Candace threw me out into the cold, treated me like shit. And then when I ripped her ass for it, she wanted to go to these people who were actually trying to help me. All my money was getting taken because of crimes I didn't even commit. I was assaulted by Waylon and Lolita, not the other way around. And nobody cared. They're telling me I gotta do it myself. You don't get heard when you're fucking homeless, and I was forced into homelessness because Natalie was killed. For over a year, I tried to get help. I tried to get help stopping the abuse. I did everything that you're supposed to do, and nobody would help. Everyone kept blowing me off like it was no big major thing. People like Pierre and Ryan said that they would come talk to me. They said they'd send me some money. I didn't need them to send me money. I needed them to help me turn in what was going on. No matter what, it's the wrong jurisdiction. They got real police work to do. I just need to man up. You know what? It's not okay to make me go through all of this abuse just because I have a fucking penis, god damn it. And there's all these people that should have come forward to begin with, but they didn't. They just let it happen. People wanted to argue in Facebook groups like that's help. No, the Pollingers and their fucking cronies gaslighted me until I had fucking meltdowns. And then you treat me like I'm a bad person for having a meltdown over fucking long-term abuse. Long-term, motherfuckers. It's not like I was just assaulted once. It's not like I only had to move once. Meanwhile, everybody in the fucking country's on goddamn meth, or they're fucking drunk. The drunks think it's okay because it's legal, but you know what? Most of my abusers were alcoholics. Most of them. Most of my physical abusers were men. But most of the abusers in my lifetime were women. Not all abuse is physical. A lot of women that I was friends with threw me away over a temporary penis. Like, sure, we can be friends, but your temporary penis doesn't like me, so we can't be friends right now. And then when he beats the fuck out of you, who's the one that you go to for help? That's right, you go to me. When Rihanna left her husband, who did she go to for help? That's right, she went to me. That's the thing, is that I always helped everybody, and I needed help myself, and nobody fucking cared. Nobody cared. They were just too busy thinking about themselves. We got people like Laura Nelson, who is involved in almost every step of this situation, but she's a fucking coward. She doesn't care about me. She just wanted someone that she could complain about her life to. And I listened, and everybody does that. One of the accounts that people made to harass me on was a Riley Johnson account. Riley Johnson was a friend of mine in Boulder. When he's feeling really super extra depressed, he'll call me up. But other than that, he doesn't care. He tells me what a great man I am and how good I was to everybody and how this isn't right. He ignores me when I'm having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, but when he's having one, he calls me up and says, hey, well, you know, we should talk to each other every day. I give up. After he said that last time, he said that on the phone. I had it on speakerphone and Mandy Singer was there to hear it. I called him every day after that like he said to. He never answered. And then he wanted to type back to me, oh, zero chill. Like, fuck, dude. No, I got problems too. I get it. I was the go-to guy on Pearl Street. I was the guy who would listen to your problems. For the kids that were down there, I was a safe place because I was Starbucks Sean. They'd come in and they'd talk to me at Starbucks, and although I wasn't comfortable with it, and I wasn't okay with it, at least we were in public. So I'd listen to them talk about their problems. They had a place there called The Source. It was supposed to help out the youth of Boulder, Colorado, and runaways and stuff. And they'd come to me and tell me about how scary it was at The Source, how they'd go there for help, and then instead of getting help, the people that were there just wanted them to stay there all day, convince them to stay all day. Not actually help them, just convince them to stay. And they told me about a guy there who was real creepy, and he liked to God, fuck, you know? And I always told them kids, you know, if you're not 18, you're 12, I can't be hanging out with little kids. I'm not a little kid, I'm practically an adult. Well, yeah, practically, whatever. Just from you being close to me, in my proximity, people hate the homeless and assume we're all a bunch of sickos, so you being that close to me is enough for people to assume the worst. And when people assume the worst, they do evil shit. We had people down there that would try to scare off them kids, and I did too. I was a lot nicer about it. So Mandy Singer, she can't help me because of her own family stuff. See, that's the thing. I spent all of this money to get help I wasn't getting. I paid my sister to help, and a few people got a hold of me after watching just the video parts, and they're like, dude, I think your sister's on meth. I'm like, man, I don't know. You know, I don't want to think that about my sister. I want to think that she's it's just from abuse. I mean, my sister's smart, but she's got zero common sense. She's got intelligence. She's not like, well, I was gonna say she's not like me, but most of you aren't. You're not capable. You're not capable of understanding. You're not capable of putting yourself in someone else's shoes. When I first went to Mandy Singer to try to get help, she was on drugs and she was homeless. When you're homeless, nobody cares. You go to people like Tara Smith, and they blow you off. I need emergency housing. I can't afford all of this. When I finally got back into housing in Chapel, I needed a caseworker. A caseworker could have helped me to get the paperwork I needed from Nancy and from Cindy Taylor. Instead, I got blown off the whole time, and I'm supposed to be, at that point in time, I was court ordered to see Nicole Peralta and Jen Beebe, and they both ignored me for 6 months. 6 fucking months. It's not that I haven't been trying, it's that there is no help. I don't know how to do this electronic stuff. People are like, hey, you should set up a GoFundMe. Candace Bondurant and Cara Rogers set up GoFundMes for me. You know how much money I saw out of that? Nothing at all. Candace made sure of that. Candace made sure to go out of her way just to post up the parts that could make me look like a bad guy and make her look like the good guy. It's fucking bullshit. And there's all these people that I went to for help that just didn't. They blew me off until Natalie was killed. I went to so many places and called so many places, and people just weren't understanding. I need help stopping it. When you need help stopping the abuse, I was fucking there for you. But when I needed help stopping the abuse, everybody got into the routine of talking over me and telling me about their personal problems. Well, fucking, you know what? That's not my fault. It's like they thought that I would try to magic them out of their fucked up situations like I used to. Fuck yes, I could magic people out of it. Not literal magic, but god damn it, I'd find a way. I would always find a way. If your boyfriend's beating on you, fuck yes, I will show up. And I will be there as a measure of safety to get you out of that situation. I did that with Miss Jerry 7 times. Helped her move 7 times. But when I needed help the most, she was too busy with Lana. And Lana's a control freak. Just like my dad. Laura Nelson coming forward at the very beginning would have put a stop to this. Brenda Dickinson coming forward at the very beginning would have put a stop to this. These are horrible excuses for the human beings, no matter how much they were nice and talked nice. They're shitty people. Because it was just fucking talk. Candace Bondurant going out of her way to make sure that she fucking slandered the shit out of my name to make me look like some sort of a terrible fucking monster. Meanwhile, what was that argument over? She punished me because people were coming and threatening her. She punished me instead of speaking out. All of these people, they punished me instead of speaking out. They let it happen. That's the same issue I had with Natalie Bollinger. She knew it was a fucking lie, but she never spoke up. Why would she? Tim Beeson had the fucking drugs. Her dad had the fucking drugs. Alicia Bollinger got busted. She went on a high-speed chase with her dad through Oklahoma and Kansas on my birthday in 2019. Happy birthday, Sean. Happy birthday. Somebody else you love is gone missing. Happy fucking birthday. All I wanted her to do is tell the truth. How difficult is it to tell the fucking truth? How difficult is it for Alicia Bollinger to tell the truth? How difficult is it for Lana Engeline to tell the truth? How difficult is it? Between shitting on me and telling the truth, it's easier to shit on me, isn't it? It's easier to throw me away just like everybody else, and that's the problem. I'm not getting the help. I've made phone calls. Here's some more phone calls. More phone calls. More phone calls. All these people in all these places are getting paid to help people like me, and what help am I getting? Go call someone else. Go call someone else. Go call someone else. And when these people threaten and harass me and assault me and gaslight me to the point that I want my life to end, instead of fucking helping me stop the abuse, you lock me the fuck up and have me injected with fucking drugs for trying to get help. You ignore the fucking crimes against me until I have a fucking meltdown, and then you harm me for having a meltdown. And then there's the cops. They're fucking ruthless. I tried to kill myself multiple times while incarcerated because of the abuse. I got a scar right here on my arm. You see that white mark right there? I also tried to cut myself under the neck. It was hidden by my beard, but the fact is, it didn't work. All it would do is chicken scratch me. That was in Boulder County Jail. The guards there, they just kept on assaulting me. They thought it was hilarious. They were making jokes. They do that everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're guilty or not. They will fucking punish you. They will torture you into submission. They will prevent you from calling the people that you need to get hold of for help. And then those people treat me like shit. Miss Peachy should have fucking come forward. Well, what are these people gonna come forward about? They were too busy playing fucking video games and selling drugs. Too busy talking over me, talking about their God, talking about give it to God. Did they really hear what I had to say? That's the difference between them and I. I listened to what they had to say. When they told me what help they needed, I helped them in the way that they asked. Because one thing I learned about helping people is that they know what help they need better than I do. They know their situation better than I do. I'm not abused because I did wrong shit. I did the right thing. I did the right thing every step of the way, and it wasn't good enough. And the cops just kept on ignoring the abuse, and I needed someone to go in with me to make them do their fucking jobs. Someone who knew what the fuck was going on and wasn't too much of a goddamn coward to speak up. Laura Nelson is a fucking piece of shit. She is not a good person. Brenda Dickinson is not a good person. Brenda Dickinson plays Christian. So does Laura Nelson. If Brenda Dickinson was such a good person, she would have told Dennis that I was drinking coffee and having dinner there as part of my payment for working all fucking day. Getting into the goddamn crawl space with a fucked up back. fucking dust in her whole goddamn house. She said, you know, sometimes when you're married, you just gotta let some battles go. Which is why she wasn't telling him that she was paying me, but she let him fucking bully me out of my money. The money that I had earned. Meanwhile, Natalie tried to fucking kill herself because I wasn't there fast enough. All of these people that were involved in the situation thought, hey, if I look away, it's fine, it'll eventually go away. No, it goes away for them. They have family, they have a roof over their head. Sure, Dennis and Brenda argue and fight. But if something like this happened to Brenda, Dennis would go in with her to make a fucking police report. All of this shit has prevented me from having a steady address, prevented me from having a steady mailbox. That's the thing about homelessness. You don't have the fucking resources to take care of yourself, let alone fucking fight a goddamn legal battle. Meanwhile, the fucking Bollingers got away with doing whatever the fuck they wanted to me. The public got away with doing whatever the fuck they wanted to me. Chris Kurth got away with doing whatever the fuck he wanted to me. And then there's cowards in that town. There are so many fucking cowards in that town. Like Floyd Stegeman. He was there for that fucking situation. When Chris Kurth and that dude Dan come up there and were threatening to fucking kill me at Sandy Fromm's house. Floyd Stegeman was there. He played fucking retarded. See, that's what's wrong with the world. Pieces of shit like that. Cowards like that. I got my stuff parked on Floyd Stegeman's fucking property. He can fucking have that shit. It doesn't do me any fucking good. I don't have access to it. I don't have a way to move that fucking horse trailer. Yeah, I was glad for having a place to park it. Yay, I got a place to park it. But the other thing is, he was aware of the fucking abuse and he said nothing. I recorded Sandy Fromm talking about that situation. It's on my YouTube channel. I recorded all this shit and put it on my fucking YouTube channel, and I shouldn't have to do that. But why do I have to do that? Because the people who claim to love me did absolutely nothing to stop the abuse. Nothing. Laura Nelson to this day is fine with me being abused until the day I fucking kill myself. Brenda Dickinson is fine with doing nothing until the day I kill myself. Missy Bruce is fine with doing nothing until the day I kill myself. These people want to play fucking victim because I told the truth. I shouldn't have had to. I shouldn't have had to tell the truth on YouTube and fucking Facebook, but these people are embarrassed. They're embarrassed. Just like Natalie. I exposed Natalie's secrets because she was letting me be harmed over things that were not true. That's the problem with being a wallflower. See, being a wallflower, you just put your back against the wall and nobody can stab you in it. Problem is, you've got your back against the wall. When people come at you, there's nowhere to run, there's nobody there for you. People want to come up and tell you all their problems. They want to come tell you all your secrets because nobody would believe you anyway. You're just a wallflower. Mandy Singer, she helped me as much as she's able. She can't help me anymore. She's afraid of losing her housing. Who's gonna watch her grandkids if she's fucking homeless? Her family is dependent on her. With all of these people who blew me off, then they want to use their family as an excuse. Like it's magically okay that they did the things they did because they had unprotected sex or because they got married to an asshole who they can't be honest with. And just like I proved that the things with me and Natalie, just like I proved that those things are true. The things that I said were true, and you know what? I didn't prove all of them. You know what? At first I was just trying to explain, hey, you know, it was a fucked up situation. I was dehydrated. I've got the evidence of that shit. I've got the fucking evidence. But these web sleuth groups don't fucking care. I'm not a human being to them. These cops don't fucking care. I'm not a human being to them. Brenda Dickinson doesn't care. I'm not a human being to her. I was just somebody to take the shit so that she wouldn't have to take the shit from her husband. Now people are dead. Are these people really going to come forward and be honest now that people are dead? I don't get embarrassed. That's why I'm not a coward. Through all of the abuse and all of the assaults, I have continued to speak up. These people never spoke up. That is what makes them horrible people. That is what allowed the Nazis to take power. Is that people didn't speak up. And those who did, well, look at my life. This is what happens when you speak up. This is what happens when you tell the truth. They say the truth will set you free. But did Alicia tell the truth? No, she didn't. Did Maddie tell the truth? No, she didn't. Did Brenda Dickinson tell the truth? No, she didn't. Did Laura Nelson tell the truth? No, she didn't. She looked away. Knowing that I was telling the truth, she looked away and let it happen.
Now, forever. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Father McElpenny, for coming all the way across town to be our guest speaker.
When I whet my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold on judgment, I will take vengeance upon mine enemies, and I will repay those who hate me. O Lord, raise me to thy right hand and count me among thy saints.
And I am reminded on this holy day of the sad story of Kitty Genovese. As you all may remember, long time ago, almost 30 years ago, this poor soul cried out for help time and time again, but no person answered her calls. Though many saw, no one so much as called the police. They all just watched as Kitty was being stabbed to death in broad daylight. They watched as her assailant walked away. Now, we must all fear evil men. But there is another kind of evil which we must fear most, and that is the indifference of good men.